my God, what should I tell this member to make sure she's still alive?
And it felt like I had opened Pandora's box and thought, now it gets real dangerous. It was just after I had surgery for breast cancer and started a radiation treatment. And as a side effect, I had a huge fatigue syndrome. And then I stood there next to that horse.
With all this power.
With all this power.
So guys, I just wanted to interrupt for a moment to tell you about an amazing device we use here for the management and treatment of our horses and many other horses that come to the TRT stables. The HOFMAG K8 is an electromagnetic therapy machine. It is a therapy for the treatment of bones, joint and soft tissue, which of course includes the muscles, really important for us. It's the next generation and leading machine in electromagnetic therapy. It works for a large range of treatments. It is accelerated healing by stimulating cells to kickstart the healing process. I use it on myself and of course all of my horses. If you want to find out more, go to hofmag.com/TRT. Say it again, hofmag.com/TRT. G'day guys, welcome back to TRT The Podcast. I have a very special guest here with me today, a TRT VIP, a top class member of the online training. Very grateful to have members like my guest today on the online training, someone that contributes a hell of a lot and has also an incredible personal journey that she's been through with her horses. And I'm very glad that she's agreed to come here today to share a little bit of her story. Annika Chmiel, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
You feel relaxed here in my home studio?
Yes, I feel relaxed. I hope it was a good idea. So let's see how it
Don't
goes.
worry, you've been here in at this place before. So before we get into the world of where your horses and you live at the moment, just paint the picture a little bit of how your horse journey began, a little bit the background and how your dressage experience, what your dressage experience and education looked like before starting TRT.
Yeah. I started my dressage journey very late because I grew up on a small island in the North Sea, and my parents are not in horses, so they like animals, and animals had always been a part of our family, like family members. But as I said, they had nothing to do with horses. But I was drawn to horses from a very early age. There are stories. My mother always told that when I was 4 years old, we were on holidays, and when she wanted to wake me up in the morning, I was gone, and she searched me, and I was in the pasture that was next door with the horses, and fed them our bread. And from then on, they always made it possible for me to get access to horses how they could. So as a non-horsey people.
Yeah.
And the barn on the island is very close to my home, so only 2 minutes to walk. And I started with vaulting.
Oh yeah.
It's very normal in Germany to start with vaulting. It's not at that time it was not that you could start riding at such a young age, like 4 years old. So you had to wait until you are 8 before you could start riding. So I did the vaulting first, and then at 8 years old I started to get riding lessons. And when I helped in the barn, I could ride in return. So I was spent a lot time in the barn, more than at home. But it was more about being with horses, and we did rides to the beach, and it also was possible to do a bit of dressage, to do a bit of jumping, but all very natural, very close to horses.
Yeah.
And there was a time we also took vacationers
Yeah.
to the beach.
Yeah.
Also people that had no experience with horses.
Yeah.
So I sat on the leading horse and had one horse left and right and one horse left, and there we go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was around that time that Rainer Klimke did the Olympic Games with Alerich, and when I saw that, I was, there is something else in riding, and I was totally drawn to do dressage, but I had no exit to it. But I dreamed of it to do it because I wanted to have this feeling that I could feel this strength in a horse and do it together and move together.
Yeah.
And when I left the island when I was 18, by chance I got into an area where it's a high castle in Germany of educating young horses, starting young horses, and sell young horses. And that was not what I wanted. I wanted to ride dressage at the highest possible level.
Yeah.
But it didn't have had access to it. But I had access to these very good young horses.
Yeah.
And around that time, I also got my first own horse. But I also the trainer I had at that time needed help with starting young horses.
Yeah.
So I did both. I tried to ride as high as possible with my own horse, was difficult because it was not so talented, and I had no idea how to do it. And on the other part, I helped my trainer to start young horses, and we was a very good team.
Yeah.
Because she knew how to control the horse from the ground, and I was the kind of dummy on top.
Yeah.
And I trusted her, and she told me what to do. And I did it, and this way, we started a lot of young horses, and I got
this
a lot
very
of
traditional way of
yes,
lunching and then a rider on and on the ground.
But I never fell off or something like that. So we have had a system that worked. For what I needed. So, and that's how it started. And on the other side, with my own horses, I tried to educate the horse as far as I could. Sell it to get the money to get a better horse.
Yeah.
And at some point I got the mother from my horses I have now.
Yeah.
And
Okay. And then so you're also still very much in that area of Germany. And of course you saw a lot of and being part of the riding culture in Germany, also the riders and how you go through the system and of course the sales stable and how it actually functions as a whole industry in sport and in sales and in breeding in all of those sort of areas. I remember actually the first time I saw you on the online training was in a Q&A, and of course the Q&As is something you're always a part of. You're, of course, throughout your journey, you've really taken the opportunity to get in and ask the questions in the Q&A. Of course, not always purely for yourself, but also the questions you ask everybody in the community or people that are joining the Q&As or watch them back. And of course, you and some other special members together are creating really a file of all the things in the amount of Q&As we've done over the
everything you said was the last 5 years, so be aware.
And I mean, that's such an amazing help, of course, to members that come in, and that you really take advantage of those opportunities to have the Q&A, and we'll get into those things a little bit later. But I remember that first one where you were with Billie Jean, your very specially talented and charactered mare. And I remember you being in the little indoor. You have a smaller young horse indoor, I think, in your stable. And then you had her on the ground and she was showing quite some expressions of ears pinned back and some quite hairy moments. And I just remember thinking in the Q&A, because you asked the question and then we got the video example, and the question was actually very relevant to, how do I proceed? I'm doing the first exercises and I'm getting these reactions. And in my mind, then I have a, sort of an idea from the question. Okay, let's take a look at the video. And then I was looking, thinking, my God, what should I tell this member to make sure she's still alive when we come to the next Q&A? So I was really at that moment thinking, I have to give some clear advice here, because it was not a normal situation. It was, a horse that most people actually, and probably you had it also, a lot of people telling you, I think you should stop because this horse is too dangerous and it's not going to end up eventuating to anything that is, that it's going to be a safe, successful riding horse. So, but take us back to that moment that you found TRT. Like, what was your mindset back then? What were you feeling and thinking when you had, of course, this mare that was, quite expressive in her defense and, giving an answer to everything?
Yeah, I came to TRT a little bit different than most of other people, I think, because my problems kind of started when I started TRT, not the other way around.
Okay.
So I breed these two horses, and it was all fine. When we had a very, especially to Billie Jean, I had a very deep connection from the first day I met her, and the grow-up phase was totally fine and with a deep connection, and I did a lot of stuff, and I didn't feel that I had any problem at all. Because of various reasons, I hadn't ridden for a longer time, because my dressage mare, the mother from Billie Jean and Dinoso, had an accident 3 weeks before I did my first. I wanted to do my first dressage test, and she was never rideable again.
Yeah.
And at that point, I thought, because I had put in so much effort and love and money, and I was kind of exhausted and done, and thought, okay, let's just quit this. And I was really
Quit horses.
Yeah, quit horses.
Okay.
Quit horses. I had this mare still, but she lived at friends of mine, and I didn't have to care about her. So, and I was very relieved, because over the years, because I chased my dreams, I put a lot of pressure on myself. And at the moment when I quit horses, I was relieved, because the pressure was gone, and I thought that was it. All people surrounding me that was in horses thought, oh, how can that be? Because I always wanted to be with horses when I was young and all the time, but at that point, I was done.
Yeah.
So, but after a while, I felt that I wasn't myself anymore so much, and I felt that even though the pressure was gone, there was something missing.
Yeah.
And with a gut feeling, and I have no idea why, I bred the two foals out of it. It was just not thinking about it. I had no idea what to do with them.
Yeah.
But I did it. So I had these two foals, and as I said, in the grow-up phase, everything was fine.
Yeah.
There were
And you started them under saddle yourself?
Yes, both.
Yeah.
But when I found TRT, Billie Jean just turned 3. And I did the normal stuff. She was used to the saddle. I rode her 1 or 2 times at the longe, how we always did it. it felt different because I hadn't ridden for 8 years, and then start a horse. It's difficult, but I was totally fine because I think, oh, you have so great connection with her. She trusts you.
Yeah.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
So, but then, and when she was 3, she went back to the summer pasture, and around that time, you have the internet. I searched for things you can do with horses without riding, because Dinosaur was only 2, and it took time. And
So that was the reason, because you had time. You thought,
Yes,
what
yes.
else can I do?
Yeah, but
That was the reason for
yeah.
searching. Yeah.
It was not the reason because I thought I had a problem.
Okay.
So, and I
See,
stumbled.
that I never knew.
Yeah, and I stumbled about the things will watchers can do
Yeah.
with these tarpaulins, and I saw the expression his horses have. They were so relaxed, but they could express themselves, and he could do things. I thought, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And in one interview, he mentioned you.
Yeah.
I didn't know you to that time, and I said, okay, just Google. And yeah, you had these online training, and I thought, wow, now you have access to the real deal.
Yeah.
And I started watching videos, and I think, well, okay, the leading exercise may be too difficult because no one in my surrounding would lead a horse behind you. So I thought, no, that's not for me. But turning in patterns looks like dressage.
Yeah.
Start with this.
Yeah.
And I took Billie Jean, and I tried to turn her in the first pattern, and it was the first time she bit me. And I thought, okay, that's totally shit. Stop it immediately. But I felt so drawn to it and said, everything, you got me with everything what you said was so logic for me. And it felt totally, this is how it should be. And then I stood there and said, couldn't done it. It was totally, but I just then.
What was your initial thought then? If you think, I try this, did you think immediately, oh, it's
Yes.
It's the exercise is just not what you should do with a horse? Or, or did it?
I immediately, I first really thought, no, you did, I had a lot of experience and never experienced this kind of problems when I wanted to turn a horse in a circle.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, that's fake.
Yeah.
Or that's,
it's not good for horses.
It's not good for horses. Yeah, it's not working. It's not working.
Yeah.
But it was so logical. And I said, that can't be, that you can't do that. And then I got stuck to it. And then, as I said, she went to the summer pasture, and I took the time she was gone for watching videos. And it looks totally easy. And I thought, yes, totally. What I must say is that at that time, the online training was less than, I think, there were only a few videos.
Yeah.
It was not like it is now.
Yeah.
And so I could watch every video 10 times and thought, okay, now we do it. And it sounded totally, it made so much sense to me. And then I thought, okay, you will do it this way. You will start her this way. So I left what I did. And then I thought, okay, you will start to ride her when you taught her to mount the magical way.
Yeah.
Never imagined how long it would take me to do that. But I thought, okay, it makes so much sense. And you must imagine, when we started young horses, it's always the part who is on the ground is the more important part than the rider.
Yeah.
Because the one on the ground controls the horse.
Yeah.
And make sure that the rider is safe.
Yeah.
And what you thought is you would not mount a horse when it not can stand still, and you can do it on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But it also put me into trouble.
Yeah.
Because starting a young horse like Billie Jean on your own with a method you're not familiar with, after stopping riding for 8 years, was indeed a challenge.
Yeah. Was there a moment where you thought, actually, these exercises are revealing to me that there's some information that my horse is missing from that initial thought of, okay, this is not exercise for horses, it just doesn't work, it's only pissing them off? And
yeah, it was the next step, because I thought, okay, the first thought was, it's pissing them off, that's just stop it.
yeah,
But it made so much sense and looked so easy that I thought, yeah, you must be able to do it. And
Yeah.
if you are not, there is something wrong.
yeah,
And that was the moment when I realized that my horse had a problem.
yeah,
And I didn't realize it before.
yeah.
I think I would have run into trouble.
Somewhere along the way,
Yeah,
further,
yes, but
you realize there's something
through,
missing.
yeah, through TRT, I recognized it earlier,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But because it popped up earlier.
Yeah.
But if I would, what I learned was always to, control a horse, not in a bad sense, but she is not a horse that wants to be controlled, and she is so strong, she will tell you that she will not do it.
Yeah.
And that was totally clear for me, that I could not ride her in that way.
Yeah.
But it started on the ground when I started TRT. I didn't, fortunately, maybe, I didn't recognize it when riding, because I was not so far ahead. In that moment.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's different. Most of people come to TRT because they have a problem and they search for a solution. And for me, it was kind of the other way around.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So what do you think the biggest misunderstanding was that you had about your horse before starting the pathway in going in this direction?
Yeah, I didn't recognize that she had problems in herself. At the beginning, I think it switched in between, but at the beginning, I just saw her defensive behavior.
Yeah.
And I thought, where we had such a good connection from the start, and I thought, where is it gone?
Yeah.
Why do we have now these problems? And I thought it was a problem between us both.
Yeah.
And it took a while until I recognized it was a problem she had in her body and with herself, and not with me.
Yeah.
She just was expressing her feelings.
Yeah.
And it was not
A personal thing.
Yeah, it was not a personal thing.
Yeah.
But it felt at the beginning, because when you look in the internet, and you can get the feeling that if the horse trusts you and you have a good connection and you yourself are a good person,
You're kind to your horse.
and you are kind to your horse, everything will work out fine. And for me, it wasn't this way. And everybody said, you you have to breathe, and you have to clear your mind and be calm. And I stood there and I felt, I am calm. I have the right intention, but it still doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I really felt, maybe I'm the problem. And I think it's always the handler that has to find the solution. But there are horses that challenge you more than others to be a good mentor.
Yeah.
And I think she is one of these horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, through those early moments, you have stages where it just clicks, or you have bits where it goes completely. You think you progress a little bit. Oh, it starts to go good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have moments where you think, oh my God, there's nothing working anymore. Like, where am I now? Did you have those moments a little bit through the whole journey? And how was your reaction to that then? How do you regroup? How do you sort of think, I'm going somewhere, and now I seem to be 10 steps behind where I was?
Yeah. As I said, when we started, we immediately ran into difficulties, and But little by little, we progressed and we had successes, and it worked quite fine. I had participated in some Q&As already, and it was sometimes difficult to put it into practice, but it worked quite good. But only when she was relaxed herself and she had a good day. But everything fell apart when she was scared or anxious, or more energy came into play. And then it was, I could do a lot of things on some days, and on others I couldn't do anything. And it was difficult to get it on camera, because when she was relaxed, it looked quite fine, and you wouldn't think that we had a problem at all. And at one point, I got it on camera and put it into a Q&A. That was in October 2020. And she just stood there. I couldn't turn her into a pattern, and I tried to control her and make it done. And and you saw the video, and your advice to take the saddle off and start from the beginning again. Because she is stuck, and she is good when she is relaxed, but she is stuck when she gets more energy, and you have to work through this. And this also made much sense to me, and I started to work work with more energy. And I tried to put it into practice, and she totally blamed me, because this was the insecurity zone from her. And I asked her to work through it, and she didn't want to. And she told me, very impressive. And it felt like I had opened Pandora's box and thought, now it gets real dangerous. And that was very, very difficult. And what made it even worse, it was not a good timing to open Pandora's box, because it was just after I had surgery for breast cancer and started a radiation treatment. And as a side effect, I had a huge fatigue syndrome. And then I stood there next to that horse.
With all this power.
And I had no energy and was just searching for harmony and peace. I struggled really a lot. Sometimes after brushing my teeth, I had to rest. But I had to do something with the horses, and I stood there next to this horse and with these difficulties, and
went through it.
Took a long time, but yes.
How was that? Your perception of the duration then? Because of course, if you think about all the experience you had in working horses in the past, and you'd already had a saddle, you're already sitting on, and now you start this new journey, and you think, well, how long is this going to take? Like, what is this new? It's a new method. It's a new way of working with horses. So you don't really know the pathway. What was your perception of time then, when you're thinking, oh my God, I seem to be in the beginning phase forever?
The only worry I had, that it could be at some point too late to start her. It was because when I started young horses, it was kind of, you started when it is 3, then you put it back into the summer pasture. When they come back, when they are 4, they do Dressurpferde A. When they are 5, they do Dressurpferde L. And then most of them were sold then. And some of them, when they were 6, they go to Dressurpferde M. And that was kind of how it is. And now I had this horse, it was 4, and I put the saddle on back. But I think my illness made a lot of it, because I couldn't do it. Riding was not possible for me. I could do some things from the ground. That was difficult enough, but it was far away from me to try to ride her.
Yeah. The situation actually made
Yes.
you take the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for me, it was clear at that point already that it would be difficult to. Yeah, it was like when you make it, you will do it with TRT.
Yeah.
The other way will not work.
Yeah.
That was clear to me. It wasn't clear to me if I could do it the TRT way.
Yeah. But you knew it wasn't going to work the other way.
Yes. So, and at one point I accepted that it might be that I will never ride my horses.
Okay.
So that was clear to me. And
Yeah.
maybe I could figure out it the TRT way.
Yeah.
And if not, I would accept that I would never ride them.
Yeah. What is your perception now of when a horse should be started under saddle? Is it important, the age?
No.
Yeah.
Not really. Not really. No.
Yeah, and it's interesting that it's more and more. I even learn that now. I sometimes I don't have particularly the time, or we're breeding a few horses a year, and then one is very immature in the body, and I think, oh, I leave him a few months, and then it's 6 months or a year later, and then you start. Maybe you've done a little groundwork as a 1-year-old or a foal, done the patterns and a couple of weeks when they're 2, and actually the first ride is when they're 5.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end of that 5-year-old year, they're actually doing more and more stable. The body's more strong than if I'd sat on at 3.
Yeah.
It's sort of.
Yeah, but you must consider what you want.
Yeah.
When these horses came to us from the breeder, they want to sell them.
Yeah.
So
It's in a different purpose or a
it's easier to sell them when they are ridden.
Yeah.
So, and when it's done good, it works.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
not every horse is so difficult like Billie Jean. So,
Yeah.
it works. But I think if you want a horse for yourself,
Yeah.
and
You shouldn't feel it's too late
Yeah.
if they're. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's really interesting. I learn a lot about your journey so far. And through that process, then of course, because you have little ups and little downs, and you're not following the sort of pattern of success in starting a young horse, like, okay, now we're riding, and now we're free off the lunge, and now we can follow the track in the big arena, and now we go out in the outdoor the first time. How did that change your perception of success, of what you thought success was with your horse?
It changed in a way that I think that success is what you define what is success, and there is success that that is measurable from the outside. So if you won rosettes or do competitions or something like that, or you gain a lot of money in your business or something like this. But what is real success is also where you come from,
Mm-hmm.
and what you had to invest to get where you are.
Yeah.
So I think, would it be the same success when you would work with Billie Jean and got the same like I did?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not, because you have, for you it would be easy, a lot easier than for me. So, and you have to look where you come from.
Yeah.
And nobody can measure that without knowing the full story.
Yeah.
So
that it's individual for you.
Yeah, it's very individual. It's kind of the same like bravery.
Yeah.
For me, brave is not when you are fearless. Brave is when you have fears and you work through it, and you overcome them, and you look for solutions.
Yeah.
And that's kind of same with success.
Yeah.
And you have to feel it inside in yourself, what is success.
Yeah.
And no dressage judge would give me a prize for that, what I can do with Billie Jean.
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that I'm not successful.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think it's an interesting concept, exactly what you say, because I find a lot of riders in a situation where they're having difficulties with the horse, but they choose to continue and to work through it. And they sometimes have that feeling of, this horse will be better with somebody else. This horse would go a lot further. He would already be able to be ridden, or he may already be at the competition and do a young horse class, or he would be already much easier to get on if somebody else with more talent and more. But actually, just like you say, it's not relevant to them and their situation, because it's to do with their partnership with their horse and the journey that they choose to take. And then depending on the difficulty you have to overcome, that is the measurable. And I think also for horses, they're not thinking, oh, I wish I had a more talented rider.
Oh, sometimes maybe. Not because of the competition they could go.
No.
But yeah, I think Billie Jean often thought it would be nice if she could get it done better. So
a special mare at a professor level that calculates whether her owner is worthy or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I wished for, that I could have done it better for her, that she had less trouble. Not that I think, I had to go to one competition and to get that. I'm the I'm the highest judge of myself.
Yeah.
Not anywhere who is outside.
Yeah.
So
I have a different perspective on that. I see more and more that horses come further by recognizing the difficulty, being presented the difficulty, and really it's like somebody that's extremely talented and can put their hand to anything, and they just pick it up and they can do it. Or somebody that really has a difficulty, doesn't have so much natural talent, and they really have to study every step, and they've really worked through it, and they've really understood it, and it's repeatable. And when they come across a little difficulty that's maybe similar or have similar characteristics, they recognize it and they can solve the solution. I think there's always much more value in spending more time on the moments that are difficult. And I've learned more myself from having to really figure something out. And I've felt the value in having horses that really test me than having 30 horses where I had the solution right away and it just was not a problem, and I solved it and the horse was happy and we went on. And that's why I also feel sometimes when people come and they're sort of in a really desperate state and they're at their wits' end and they don't know what to do anymore, and they're thinking, I just want this problem to go away. And I'm thinking, oh, you are the lucky one, to have a horse like that. And that's why I think Billie Jean is so special, is that she is really special. Like, I have done thousands and thousands of horses all over the world, different breeds, different situations, different countries, cultures, but she's in the very top tier of special characters, and it's those kind of horses that really interest me, because they can give you information that 200 other horses will never be able to give you. It's sort of a gift to, and I think when we realize that, and what you talk about with success and the difficulty of overcoming something, that is where you really become rich in knowledge and in achievement and growth.
I think you are very process orientated and you love learning, but a lot of people are more goal orientated, and then you get into trouble. And when I started riding dressage, I just thought, oh, I want to ride piaffe and passage and feel this. It was not, I want to learn how to get there. I wanted to do it. And when you see it this way, you get frustrated when you can't get there. When you are process orientated, you can enjoy the little steps and figuring it out like a puzzle. And
you look for those things, you search
yes,
for those things.
Yes. And for me now, I don't have goals anymore. It's often said you need to have a goal to get there. For me, it's different now. I go to the barn and see what I can do at that day. I'm only searching for the next step and see what comes out of this.
Yeah.
And that's.
You think that's something
that feels more free.
Taught you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But also the time I was off horses.
Yeah.
Because I always wanted to be with horses. I loved horses, and it was always, my purpose to be with them. And I lost that at some point because of all the technique I learned, and I tried to do my best and all this kind of stuff, and I lost a bit of the joy.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose this joy anymore, to be with my horses. And I have days when I'm tired after work, I only be with them.
Yeah.
And do nothing.
Yeah.
Just be with them. And I enjoy that very much.
Yeah.
I also enjoy to figure things out. And there are times I would want to have it a bit easier.
Yeah.
But they both taught me so much.
Yeah.
Especially Billie Jean. And it doesn't matter anymore if I can ride a competition or something like this.
Yeah. And is that difficult then? Because of course you're still in mostly a goal-orientated environment, professional stable, very good quality horses, very high level of training. So it's everybody's looking to have the achievement, to have the goal, the horse has a purpose. Is it then for you difficult to go there and just sit with the horses? Does it feel like, hang on, my environment is different?
Yes, at the beginning it felt this way because I kind of isolated myself because I couldn't ask them anymore, and they are lovely people that would like to help me. So that is not the problem. And I think sometimes they must think, what the hell is she doing there? But they know me already for a very long time. Also the time when I was more on the other journey.
Yeah.
And they accept and respect what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think they find it crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
But they sometimes ask what you are doing, but they are on their own journey, and I'm on my journey, and it fits together because we respect each other.
Yeah.
And they also, even though they are not in TRT, they made me a big birthday present. They built a stretching wall for me.
Yeah.
And yes, it's that's great.
I find it really a remarkable community of people that you have around you, because it's rare.
Yeah.
Most people that are really in horses professionally, it's a difficult space to live in. If you have to make a living really from horses, it's tough. You are working hard. There is pressure from owners and sponsors and levels, competition, expectation. It's difficult. You feel the pressure all the time. And then to have someone in your environment that's doing something different and be totally open to it, not only open to it, that you have a reflection to yourself that, okay, somebody's doing something different. Most people in that professional sense would say, well, then it's no good. You know, what she's doing is no good. And we have to get rid of that, because otherwise that sort of makes us reflect on what we're doing. But not only do they sort of accept it, but they also support you in it.
Yeah.
Like that to me is a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, when I got this stretching wall, I stood there and thought, wow, you didn't do that. It was such a special moment for me.
Yeah.
And but I also try to don't disturb them in the part they do.
Yeah.
Because TRT with waving flags and all these kind of stag
make
clappers,
friends in the beginning.
You don't make friends when they start 3-year-old and you are in the same arena and just wave flags.
Yeah.
So I don't do that.
Yeah.
So
respecting each other.
We respect each other, and
works.
That works. Yeah.
Nice. What part of the TRT vision really resonates with you, and why? Like, what is it that you deeply feel at the core of that sort of drives TRT, that you feel? What is that special thing, and why does that resonate with you?
It's the first or the deepest what I feel is that you always try to really understand the horse and what is going on inside, and why do they express this behavior, and then see from there to really understand what's going on inside. And then the combination of teaching to them before doing to them, to really, what I learned was to make a horse, to control it. It had dressage in this sense has a lot to do with obedience, not in a bad way. And if it's done good, it works for a lot of horses. But if it is possible that a horse, can feel better in its own body by the work I do with it, and we can do it together, and they really understand what I ask, and they don't do it only because I make them or I ask them, but because they really understand their own body
and why.
And maybe they also have fun with doing that. That's what I want for my horses. So that's why I stay with that. Yeah.
And through that process, at what point was it that you realized it wasn't about fixing the horse, it wasn't about their behavior, but it was more about the self-awareness and self-improvement, sort of how can I better myself in order to better the situation?
Yeah, I think it was when I was ill and I felt this a huge fatigue.
Yeah.
I felt more of my emotions, and that I felt vulnerable, and that I had the feeling I had to defend myself. And because of these emotions and these feelings, I reacted. And I figured out I had to change that. And I had to try to find a way out of these emotions.
Yeah.
And also to not take it personally, because I was searching for peace and harmony, and she was reacting like that, and I felt like that's not fair. I'm standing here and try to do my best for you, and you are doing this way, and that also makes you emotional and react.
It's confronting.
It's confronting, and you have to step away from these emotions or be aware of them. And and I think a lot of people put too much emotions in it, also anger or fear or all these kind of frustration, and
not daring to do something.
And you need energy, and you often also need high energy with these kind of horses to protect yourself, or better said, to have a spatial awareness of yourself, where you are and where the horse starts and where you end and where the horse starts, and have a awareness of the space of conversation. And you have to project this energy. But even if it's high, you don't have to put negative emotions into it. And I think a lot of people have difficulties with this, especially the people that are searching for harmony.
Yeah.
And they think it's not kind to have high energy.
Yeah.
And the only time when they can project high energy is when they are frustrated or they have anger, or so they mix it with negative emotions. And you have to practice to project your energy without emotions.
Yeah. This awareness of your self-energy, and actually all of the things you had to learn in communication, open communication, clear, understandable communication between you and Billie Jean. Do you think that those skills you've absorbed them really into you, that you translate that into other areas of your life? Do you now have moments where you clearly see where somebody could be having a difficulty and it's because of that lack of awareness?
Yeah.
And do you feel when you communicate with maybe your other horses or with other people or with family or in other situations in your life where you feel, oh, I have really skills that I've learned through my journey with Billie Jean that have really helped me in other areas?
Yes. Yeah. Because when you are connected to your own emotions and you are self-aware, I think it's the only way to get also an awareness for others.
Yeah.
More.
That you can receive more.
Yeah.
Because you're aware of yourself.
Yeah. And when you have low energy, before that, I had a lot of energy. I'm not a hyper tense person, but I like to do a lot of stuff. And when you have low energy, you have really to figure out how to use it.
Yeah.
Because
it's limited.
It's limited. That's different.
Mm.
And I learned that when I was ill, and I had also help. I had help with a psycho-oncologist. She didn't help me with the horses, but she made me aware of a lot of stuff, what was going on inside of me, and why I felt so exhausted, and how I could deal with it.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of help from the community, the TRT community, a lot of mental help, especially in the early days. People like Marian really helped me. And I also got help from another horsemanship trainer, Felicity Davis. She started her business around this time, and her focus was a lot on the mental side. And she also helped me a lot with this mental side. Yeah.
It's interesting, that low energy part, because of course the goal in becoming a good horse person is to have very little input for maximum output, to be able to do as little as possible in order to allow the horse to understand and to reciprocate and be in this conversation. So it's interesting that we always try to make sure that we are fit and we have a lot of energy and we're not too tired from our work, and that we can show up in a way that we feel we have the energy to ride. But it's actually an interesting concept to maybe not feel 100% and think, well, how can I still have a positive interaction, positive ride, or what do I choose to do with my horse in order for this to be a good experience for both of us, even when we're not at our best. You're, of course, very active in the community and, supporting so many members, and also very willingly sharing all of your experiences through the Q&As, and of course new members that come in that have difficulties. You and quite a few others are really there to support the new members. Why is this such an important thing to you, for you?
It started also when I was ill, because I had the feeling that I was not able to do a lot. So I rested a lot. I sat on the sofa, lay in bed, and comment in the community I could. And it helped people. and I got a good feeling about it because, that it was kind of the only thing I could do at that moment.
Yeah. That was also horse related.
Yeah, it was horse related, but it was not difficult for me. It was, I could do it laying in bed and just do nothing but help people.
Yeah.
So that gave me a good feeling.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, I've been there. I know how it feels when you're desperate and you're stuck. And I really had the feeling in between that it was not only me, but I also lack information. So our journey was kind of parallel. So when I started my journey, I think you lacked parts in the online training. So like we had no video to do behind and across from a distance. So everybody who is a little more in TRT knows how essential this exercise is for a horse like Billie Jean.
Yeah.
So I had to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And I sometimes thought, oh, what will he think when you're there again with another question and another question and another question. And now it's different. We have a lot of information. And I sometimes wonder how it is now to start.
Yeah.
Because you easily get overwhelmed by all this information.
Yeah.
And I participated in so many Q&As that takes weeks to watch them all.
Yeah.
And when you start and come to the online training, people are desperate.
Yeah.
They want to change.
Yeah.
They don't want to take time for weeks without doing the horse. The horse is standing there in the barn and they need to figure out how to do it.
What's the first step?
Now.
Yeah.
And we have all this information now. And I want that it's not such a slow process than it was for me.
Yeah.
Because the information is there.
Yeah.
And it only takes a little sometimes to just push people in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you wish for that new members coming into the online training could understand earlier in their journey, especially those that are coming with a really difficult horse? What would be the advice you would give? What would you wish that they would understand coming in with a really difficult horse to make their lives easier?
Yeah. First is don't take it personally. I think that's the biggest step at the beginning. And then don't think it's about the steps that the horse should do.
Yeah.
It goes much deeper than that.
Yeah.
And it takes time. It's not a quick fix.
Yeah.
Not with this special horses. I'm always amazed when I see there are horses with difficulties that are very tense and they are searching for these solutions. And with these kind of horses, you can have success in a short amount of time when you do it right.
Yeah.
But with others, it takes more time.
Yeah.
And it also, we are all not you. You have experience with working for thousands of horses. And even if it's look easy, it is easy for you, but it isn't for a lot of us.
Yeah.
So give yourself the time to figure it out.
Yeah.
Ask questions and
Yeah. And for you, looking back, what do you believe was maybe the hardest sort of habit or behavior that you were sort of taking from your previous experience of maybe how you would work with a horse, automatically it comes naturally to you. What was the most difficult thing to sort of let go in order to be on the path that you're on now?
It was difficult to really let go of the habit of controlling. So I'm quite good in making a horse do what I want. Maybe not with Billie Jean, but with most others.
And for the prevention of them doing something wrong, or?
No, to stay safe.
Yeah.
And you have to do it that you get the outcome you want.
Yeah.
So it's not to harm the horse or something like this, but a lot of horses like when they know what they have to do.
Yeah.
So, and especially with the patterns, it's not about, as I said, doing the steps, but about the horse feeling it in their body.
Yeah.
And when you make it, you don't have the desired outcome.
Yeah.
What I want. So, and when you stand next to a horse and it doesn't react like you want, not to make it when you could.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense when you do it because the horse will not feel it. So
it's not repeatable.
And you just turn in circles, and it's not. You can't progress when you do that. That was and still is difficult.
Yeah. And of course, then you get the bit where you make the step and you say, well, he's doing the steps good, but when I get in the saddle, it's still, or when I go to the situation where I had the problem, it's still there.
Yeah.
Because they don't have this self-management feeling.
And it was also that I started to see the horse more, because not every behavior you at first think it's defensive. With Billie Jean, it was her try. It was sometimes she jumps around in the air because she tried to figure out what she should do. She tries something. Yeah. And from the outside, it looks like she's totally crazy now, and she tries to kill her or something like that. But it was her try.
And it's a moment where you should reward rather than say you're behaving badly.
And really to let go of that you think every behavior is against you, even when it might look like that is not like that.
Yeah, yeah. If you could speak directly to someone now who feels completely overwhelmed, they're kind of, at their last, they're at their wits' end, they feel totally stuck, they're about to give up, what would be the one thing you would tell them to guide them, to help them?
First of all, it's okay how you feel. And it's also okay to give up, because nobody should tell you what is your journey and what you want to do.
It's okay to give up.
It is okay to give up, because I don't feel that when you do a conscious decision that this is not for you, you should stop, and maybe the lesson you should learn from this is to let go.
Yeah.
And not for everyone it is that you want to work with such a difficult horse.
Yeah.
And it's also good really to feel into yourself if you want to do it.
Yeah.
Because when you want to do it and you want to go this way, you have to put in a lot of work. You will get frustrated, you will feel stuck, and all this kind of stuff. And you have to be willing to do that. And if it's not for you, stop it.
Yeah.
And let nobody tell you you have to do it. When you do it because you want it.
Yeah.
And then go 100% in, and don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. You can.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot when you are dedicated enough. And when you are, as I said, process orientated and not goal orientated, and you can find the joy into learning and in personal growth. There is so much to gain from working with a difficult horse.
Yeah.
But it must be your way.
Yeah.
And don't feel forced. You have to do it. And that, it must be a conscious decision.
Was it worth it for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have really many moments of real elation? Like, oh my God, I never imagined in my wildest dreams that I would be able to do this with my horse.
Yeah, many. Also, what came from these difficulties? We are sitting here together. Would be, we did so.
Was there a moment sitting on Billie Jean where you felt something the first time and you were like, I'm doing this?
Yes, when a big moment was my first ride outside in the outside arena. Because I sometimes get a little bit stuck in my preparation.
Mm-hmm.
And you always tell everybody you have to prepare yourself. And I can get stuck in preparation. And at some point, you have to trust your preparation and just do it.
Yeah.
And that was a huge success for me that I could do that. And we had one lesson here together. And we did the first piaffe steps from the saddle when I thought was riding her, and I thought, okay, we did a bit from the ground, and I taught her that from the ground. And when I was here, we did a bit from the ground, and then I had to mount, and you had the same whip that you had when we are working from the ground, and I know how reactive she can be doing that. And I thought one moment, that's not his plan. And then, we just did it.
Yeah. And you've actually together created a really beautiful piaffe together. I mean, she piaffes in such a nice, soft way with a good way of sitting and a beautiful frame. And you really see when you are doing the piaffe from the ground or you're piaffing her in the saddle that it's Billie Jean. She shows really herself.
And isn't it strange? I never thought I wanted to ride piaffe or I wanted to teach her the piaffe. I started with this work because of her lack of balance and connection in the body. And when I dreamt of it to do it, I never reached it. But when I let go of it, it just happened. It just happened. Yeah.
Really nice. So we have, of course, made different events with VIPers. We've had days here where people are coming from members from all over the world, flying people in and having this few days together here. Are there some special connections and friendships you've made, both in the online, on the platform, and also in these times in person?
Yeah, I think I got friends for life from it. Yeah, there are some like-minded people there that I would never have met without TRT. So I'm very, very grateful for these people that I have them in my life, and we support each other even though we live in very different part of the world. And it also is fun to see the different things they're dealing with when we complain about the weather here. And I see some members dealing with fires and with real rain and real smoke. And yes, I think, okay, we are just fine here.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very, very grateful for these people. Yeah.
And what's the special element you think that connects you all?
we all know how it feels to not be good enough and to be desperate and feel lonely in what you want to achieve. And we all feel a lot of love for our houses, and that connects us.
Yeah.
And I think we all don't have the feeling, the before and after feeling. It's often in the advertisement that you see this is before and this is after.
Yeah.
We all don't have the feeling there will ever be an after, because it's just a work in progress.
Yeah.
So
That internal goal that's never
Yeah.
meant to be met.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So what is the next goal for you and your horses? What is it? And maybe not necessarily in a technical riding sense, but where do you have visions or ideas of where you want to take it, or how you want to pass it on, or what you want to experience?
The biggest goal for me is to have fun together. And yeah, as a side effect, it would be great to ride one time maybe some pirouettes or some flying changes with Billie Jean.
Oh, you're doing that now.
Hmm. Yeah, with Dinoso, yeah, but yeah. That's also great. But with him, it's also a special journey,
Mm-hmm.
but it's in different ways a lot
Mm-hmm.
easier.
Mm-hmm.
So, and not so emotional and not so hard. Yeah, but there's still so much I can't do. I know what I have achieved, but I also know what I can't do. So that's still a lot of work.
That's often, the more
Yeah.
you learn, the more you realize you
Yeah.
don't know. And what about for TRT and your TRT family? What do you have any wishes for what you would hope it become, or where you think it could go, or
You never can get enough writing stuff from TRT, so just
you're acquiring?
just
Just
let it
keep
out.
going.
So just keep going. And yeah, it would be nice to have reasons to meet each other.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's difficult because they are so far away. Like Sarah, she's in Australia.
Yeah.
She's in Sydney. So we had the chance to meet each other in person, and Ellie just visited me here when I was here, and with Edith Mayan it's closer, but even this it's a far distance.
Yeah.
But it's easier. It is possible to meet. But a lot of people. I'm grateful that I had the chance. Also, the people from the West Coast came in to the VIP event, and that was amazing. Vegan from Alaska.
Yeah.
So that we really did it. That we met each other. That was great, and would be nice to have more chances to meet each other.
Yeah. Well, I must say that I'm, of course, incredibly grateful that you came to TRT and that you continue to be a real force for good in the online training. And I appreciate you coming here and sharing your story with all of us today.
Yeah,
and
thanks.
I'm looking forward to our journeys in the future.
Thanks for having me.
Righto, guys, I don't need to tell you where you need to share this one. Be good to your horses, and we'll see you next time.